What's going on, Nation? DanielJon, I hope you guys are all good. And of course, I hope you're all okay. Before I start this video, I want to say and wish a very happy Father's Day to my dad on behalf of me and Aiden, because we truly we couldn't wish for a better upbringing. And I just wanted to thank you, Dad, because you are the greatest. You are the best. And I love you very much, you know, and I had a lovely time this morning with you. We had a nice breakfast. We went out this morning, we took my dad out for Father's Day, and we're all early birds, so we was all up at the crack of dawn, you know. We went out for a nice big breakfast. We had a big fry up. Me and my dad had fry up. My brother went for like the healthy option. He had like an egg and cheese omelette with a side salad and chips. You know, there's me eating a big greasy breakfast, but it was delicious, you know. And it was just great because we just sat there for like, you know, just nearly 2 hours, I think it was. Just, we ate a meal, that was done, you know. We just sat there just conversing, you know. It was just so nice. It was just because we don't see our family as much as we should, because, you know, my dad lives about 50 miles away from me and my brother. My mum lives in Northern Ireland, she's moving back. And me and my brother live on our own, you know. So it's, you know, we don't see our family as much as we should, especially having that wake-up call when my nan passing away the other week, which isn't my dad's mum, it's my mum's mum. So it was just, you know, we would like to spend a lot more time with them, but I work 7 days a week. My brother works 6 days a week. My dad works 6 days a week. So it's very hard to get time in between all that to, you know, to meet up. And you know, we have always been a very, very close family. It was only since, you know, time took a toll on everything and work picked up and things like that, you know, we just, you know, missed opportunities. But it was so nice to just sit down today and just, you know, enjoy each other's company and sit there with my dad, and it was amazing. You know, it was truly amazing. So I want to wish a happy Father's Day to my dad, because you are the best. And to all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. So grab yourself a BBC, guys, because I got one question today that I wanted to talk about in particular. It comes from a lady. The ladies are coming out of the woodwork. Please don't be shy to ask us questions. We will be more than happy to help. And I think it is truly exquisite when we see ladies lifting, because lifting is determined as a man's sport by many people, and I don't think it fucking is at all. I love to see ladies making themselves stronger, defining their, you know, their potential and their, you know, crafting the physique that they want. And it's just truly amazing in my opinion, because I think, you know, we live in a race, not a race, we live in a generation these days where, you know, generation and race, if you will, where men are doing women's jobs, women are doing men's jobs. There's no sexism these days. Well, I certainly fucking hope there isn't. But, you know, everything is, you know, is coming of an age now where you don't get discriminated for doing certain things. Like, you know, I have my hair tied up and growing my hair. I don't get discriminated for that. Well, I do. I have a laugh at the blokes at work, you know, but things like that. So I truly do get inspired by seeing women lift, such as Leanne and, you know, other females on YouTube and things like that, you know, because I think it is something truly enjoyable that everybody, regardless of, you know, sex, regardless of, you know, age, height, weight, potential, anything like that, you know, it is truly exquisite for somebody to, you know, experience when they weightlift. So this question comes from a lady, kind of dragging this out now, I'm very sorry, but she says, hey, it's a quick question. It's going to be a quick question, but not a quick answer. That's why I'm talking about one question today, because I want to delve into this a little bit. I want to dissect it down for you guys, and I want to go into things and make myself seem a little bit scientific when I'm not. So I struggle to take rest days. How important are they, and do I have to take them often? Now, I know this lady, I spoke to her previously, she does weightlift, which is great, thumbs up for that. So you want to know, she struggles to take rest days. So that means she's well into her weightlifting. She's doing really well, she's obsessed, she's got the, you know, the bug for it, and she's obsessed. So how important are they, and do I have to take them? Importance of a rest day, I'd say they are very important. Now, reason being is not just have a rest, you know, lay down, kick back, put your feet up. It's, you know, that is fundamentally what, you know, you could be doing on a rest day. However, I'm going to delve into exactly why a rest day could be important and it could be beneficial also. Now, as you guys know, you go to the gym, you beat yourself down, you bench press, squat, deadlift, overhead press, maybe twice a week, maybe once a week. You know, I'll currently do it once a week. I'm thinking about going back to twice a week because I missed the volume. However, you go to the gym, you beat your body down, you go home, you eat, you rest, you go to sleep. Repeat. Now, what you're not doing in between that is resting your central nervous system. And that is exactly what a rest day or a deload week allows your body to do. So say for instance you go to the gym and you train bench press, okay, your chest is sore as fuck the next day. You wake up and you're like, wow, that was a good workout, I'm sore. Although muscle soreness is not a good indication of a good workout, I do use it as a good indication of a good workout. That's my opinion. That's how I live and that's how I enjoy things. So you wake up in the morning, you're like, wow, I'm sore. Okay, today I'm going to train legs. So you go into the gym, boom, you train legs. Okay, next day, now your chest, your legs are sore. Okay, now I'll go train. Maybe you have a day off in between that. Okay, you split your program up. That's exactly what I do. Come in on Thursday, legs are still a little bit sore, chest is recovered. I'm going to hit delts. So you start doing your overhead press, your side laterals, your bent over rear deltoid flyers, and things like that. Okay, boom. Next day, your delts are hurting, your legs have started to wear off. The pain started to go away. Deadlift day, boom, straight in, train deadlifts. Okay, maybe you take the weekend off, maybe you do some cardio, maybe you do your ab routine, maybe you do your accessory work on the weekend. So throughout that whole week, you've allowed your whole body to train, you've allowed each muscle part, body part to recover, and you go in the next week, boom, repeat, hit it all over again. Now, one thing that you have trained every single day that week when you have done something is your central nervous system. That controls pretty much everything, how you feel, the way your attitude is, the determination of how you feel when you get up in the morning. Sometimes you wake up pissed off, sometimes you wake up in a good mood. If you are depleted, where you have beat your body down for 10 weeks straight, best chances are having a rest week will be beneficial to you, or a couple of deload days or something like that, allowing your central nervous system to be rejuvenated and fully restored. Now, what I mean by central nervous system is, because you're going into the gym, you're training each body part differently every single day or every week. You're going in, you're training your chest, your back, your biceps, everything like that. Everything's getting trained, but you're leaving rest days in between so that it gets time to recover. The thing that is getting used every single day is your central nervous system, regardless if one day you do squats and then the next day you do overhead press. Just because they're at different ends of your body, it still means your central nervous system is getting taxed every time you weight train, every time you beat down your body, every time you push yourself to the limits. You are beating down your central nervous system. Hence why people take deload weeks or days off, or they just take a vacation. Why the fuck am I saying vacation? I'm not American. That's why they take a holiday. I do like the word vacation. I think it's very catchy. So I'm taking a vacation soon. So when you go into the gym, like I just said, you're beating down your body, allowing your central nervous system to recover for a week. Occasionally I'll take a deload week, maybe, I take a deload week every 3 cycles. Okay, so what I do is I train my body on the Wendler program for 3 weeks. On the 4th week becomes a deload week, and then you repeat the process. Now, some people like to skip that deload week. As you saw previously, I did do that in one of my cycles, and I run 2 cycles back to back, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I got good benefits from it. I liked the way it felt. But after those 2 cycles, I needed a rest. I felt that I was depleted. I felt fucking taxed. I was starting to get a bit groggy. I was starting to not enjoy my life and things like that. And I had a deload week, and boom, I'm back at it. I'm happy again. Got the smile back on my face, got the BBC all up in my hand, and things like that. So, how important are they? Very important. If you are continuously beating down your body, a deload week or a rest day like this will benefit you. Now, if you are going into the gym and you are maybe doing upper lower body splits, so you're going in one day doing upper body, which would be your back, shoulders, triceps, arms, chest, and things like that. And next day you're coming in and doing your legs, and the next day you're having off, and then you're doing upper body, lower body again, things like that. You're giving a lot of time in between, but you're still going to need a rest day here and there. It's going to be beneficial to you. It's going to be, when I'm in a rest day, you don't have to just sit at home, kick back, do nothing. Although if you want to do that, go ahead and do that, But, it could be just light, moderate cardio that day. You might want to go for a nice brisk walk. You might want to get everything else done that you don't typically do during the week. You don't have to just sit back, kick back and do nothing. But if you want to do that, then there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not here to judge you. I told you, if God doesn't love you, I always do. So, sorry I keep drinking. It's got a bit of the case of the gimme gams. So, how important are they? I think I've addressed that. And should I take them often? Now, if you're going into the gym and maybe you're training a 2-day-a-week split, because some people are obviously very busy, so when they go into the gym, they might do full body twice a week, or they might do upper body and lower body, or they might just go in and do some freestyle stuff on one day and then a freestyle stuff on the next day. Is a deload week going to be essential for them? Not really, because they're only training 2 days out of the week, so they're getting 5 days rest. Is a rest day going to be important for them? Not really, because they're only training 2 days, so they're getting 5 days rest in between anyway. Or however they choose to do their split, they're getting 5 days rest throughout that week regardless. If someone goes into the gym and trains 6 days a week, intense at high volume, doing moderate cardio also alongside of that, then a rest day is going to be very essential for them. Now their program is going to obviously be structured around their accommodation, the way they accommodate their life. So if they've got a very busy job, then they might need 2 rest days, you know, back to back. Maybe they need 2 rest days spread out throughout a week. You know, it depends how they feel. But you know, should you take them often? You've got to evaluate your program. Now I train 4 days a week. I typically get 3 days rest in between. Now on those days I don't typically just sit there and rest. I might do my accessory work, I might do some cardio, I might do, you know, some errands, running around. I might be very active. Now do I ever sit back and just chill and kick back? Not really. Typically that's not the way I am, and so I can't really sit still for too long, as you guys know. Sitting here for 10 minutes now I'm starting to get fidgety. So how often should you take them? It depends on you as an individual. You know, I take a rest day and I'm crawling to get back in the gym. You might take a rest day and might not feel like going to the gym. So if you're like that, then you might not want to take 2-3 rest days in between or back to back, because you might not want to go back to the gym after that. So it's all about accommodating how you feel and basing it around your life to make it fit. Now, I hope I haven't kind of fuck this up too much, and I hope I've gave you the best possible explanation that I possibly can, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. So a quick overview: are rest days important? Hell yeah if you're training hard. Hell yeah if you're training intense. But I know you guys are, because I trust you. I hope you trust me. I don't know why you need to trust me, but some extent. It's always good to have a bit of trust in your friends. So I hope you guys have a good day. Enjoy your Father's Day. And remember, Dad, if you're still watching, I love you. So take care, everybody. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace! And my personal opinion at the moment is, if you're dieting down to a bodybuilding competition, then, you know, carry on doing what you're going to do. But if you want to go into powerlifting, then you